Here's some of my last matches of the multiplayer season where I finally got my together. I have some good rounds. I kind of just ran out of time for multiplayer to get into top 25, which is the goal in the water skip arrive here. And I started work there, but I had ups and downs, just totally normal. And I kind of think maybe I just didn't play enough to get there at the level that I needed to play at. Obviously, I played plenty of kind of just running stuff. You guys saw a lot of the season, and it makes for good YouTube content. Doesn't make for the most competitive play, so that's something I'm going to need to be balancing going forward from here. Champions Lander 2 would take the Light Glide paradigm up over the top of these trees, especially when it's the MPO deep back there. The Eagle's real just not happening. I think this backhand takes a lot of the danger out of play. You just go straight. A straight fine disc over the top of everything. We never go over OB. It's a smooth, simple, routine birdie from here. And the OB is still close behind that basket. If that OB was a little bit further back, we could consider running that eagle with the skip sapphire. Hole 3 is Champions Landing 13. I'm going to aim a little bit lower than I typically do because of this pushing wind right to left. And left-hand paradigm have more of its natural turn. Getting across to the green. And we got a routine birdies for everybody on the card. This is the intense time. Everyone is frankly, playing the hardest. Because everybody's trying to get there. Everyone's trying to push their way forward in the last few days. The last day. This is literally the last day of multiplayer that I'm playing right now. Ikigai Springs 5 would take the diamond, aim this tree in a straight pullback. It shifts its way over. The pun doesn't work anymore. It's the diamond now. It diamonds its way over. Nah, the shift was better for puns. It gets itself over to the right, through the Mando, 60 feet for the throw-in. Let's get that sway right. There we go. Next we have Ikigai Springs number 6. The 2 wind is not enough to make us go river. We're going to take still glide sapphire. Give it an Anheuser out the gap here to the left. Touch the cherry trees. Drop us down onto the green. And roll up the steps. Okay. Stop rolling to get us to a point where we can tap in with the fuse. I got an ace coming soon. I can feel it. Maybe on this last course, it's probably not Ikigai Springs. The Ikigai Springs 8, the little glide sapphire, is just my higher percentage play. Getting across there. I'm doing a lot of risk management at the end of this multiplayer season. Making sure I can keep working my way up to the best I can. And kind of getting ready for Worlds. Which, by the way, on Monday... Oh, I heard a splash. So 60 feet of power down here. On Monday, I will be posting the entirety of my Worlds playthrough. So all 20 courses, all in one giant video. You're ready to watch something in one big sitting. That's going to be the video for you. And see how I tackle everything along the way. As of recording this video, I've actually played 2 of the rounds. They went pretty well. I think I'm sitting definitely within top 20 after those first 2 days, not 2 rounds. We'll see if I can keep that up through the next 3 when I get a chance to play them. Alright. Oh, big left to right wind. Sticky musket. Aim a little lower and to the left. Oh, that's what get in there. Right in the center of the chains. Never a chance to do anything different. Zonker right off the top. Equalizer. A little bit long. But a nice save. That's pretty deep from both these guys. Great saves after going deep in that wind. So we have the lead now. Coming into Oak Hill 1. We're going to go glide skip paradigm. I've been playing around with this to get out here a little bit further without it hanging out to the left as much. That dead skip sucks. But the roll, look at that roll. Getting us right into the gimme range, right? Yeah, 60 feet. Make sure I'm away from this bush. Throw in 40 feet of power. And there we go. We've got 1 win on the books as I'm slowly getting myself together here. Next, we're moving to Foxtail Meadows, Alwood, and Heron Woods for Game 2. Equalizer back again. A lot of chains. I think that's how I'm going to say that one. He's here as well. Foxtail Meadows 5. I think I can try and roll it still. Maybe? Let's see. Straightforward push it win. I want to aim a little bit further to the right. And that, oh, that wind did not letting this get down. Just don't miss the Mando. Make the Mando? Don't miss. Oh, out of bounds. Oh, but not a miss Mando. Out of bounds, not a miss Mando. That's almost worse. I think a miss Mando would be me a better shot here. Got to scramble again. Let's get the tempo way up in the air. Lots of hyzer. Let's get it down. Good roll. Good roll. So glad this rolled to get me down there. That could have been a very tough throwing way up the hill, but 68 feet is still don't give me enough forewind. Gonna throw like 50 power, and this tailwind's gonna stable it up quite a bit. Then a bit further to the left. 50. Sneaking just over the rim. We're in for par, so we're starting out down a stroke. Foxtail Meadows 5. I actually really like this one. Gladscape Drive, aim down just a tiny bit, and then give it a straight pullback. It's that easy. You don't need to make a ton of adjustments. You don't need to give it a lot of hyzer. You just need to get a skip. No skip there. That's why Foxtail Meadows brings so much separation for us. See if we can make this, though. 100 feet of power down this hill. Taking 30 off of it. Oh, yes. There we go. Making it in anyway for the Eagle. A lot of changes up there pretty high. Not really much of a choice to be way back there. Except to lay up onto that green to take your birdie. Foxtail Meadows 7. With the wind that is telling me I gotta just lay up over here to the left. I want to get close to this river. But that fade doesn't really kick in when you're going that high up. So you gotta make sure you don't get too close and go in that water. That 70-foot throw-in is nothing we're worried about being able to make. Getting the birdie, a lot of chains, took the backhand line, which has the more overstable, like you've seen Aaron Christensen throw the PD2 on that line. And the overstable is fantastic for that. We're gonna go glide Sapphire, give it the hyzer to over the wall. A little bit of bush would be fine, no bushes. Slow down, Doja Globy. That was off. Leaks a little bit long. You're all of a sudden like, what, I think 274 feet is what it is to try and save the birdie. That is definitely way too punishing of a drop zone for this kind of hole. That could be out to like, the Northern Breeze type of drop zones, like 120 or so. Outwood 4, we take the sticky musket, give it the hyzer on the corner, and it is up there. Perfectly within range, 40 feet. And the headwind, so we got a like 30. That's good. Still gotta make the comeback though. We gotta figure out where we're gonna gain a stroke to get back in this. We like having the roll instinct in the bag for this one. Any sort of roll disc realistically does this, just a matter of how much power you give it. Either roll ride, you barely give it any power at all. A roll fairway, roll like Sapphire or Musket, add a little bit more power than ride. This instinct, we like half power. But any of that thing that's a roll disc makes this hole just too simple to get down on the green and tap in the birdie. Of course, if you have something really overstable in your bag, this makes it more viable too. That can turn that corner better, especially even going downhill. Herring Woods 8. See if this is where we get the stroke back. We're going to go accurate Waterscape Sapphire. Give us some hyzer up here to turn the corner. I like where this headed. Stop before the water. Thank you for stopping. 176 with forehand. So we'll have to add some power, usually about 30 feet of power on the forehand. So I need to go, I think, roughly my 200 power, which is Sunshine Glade 1. Let's do Sunshine Glade 1. On forehand. Oh, yes. Lasered into the chains. Like freaking laser beams. Right into the basket. Herringwood's 5 with a 2 wind. We're going to go Waterscape Drive. Going on the ace line there, if there's a 2 wind, I don't know how to make those adjustments. And the miss is catastrophic, frankly, by ending up sinking in the water and turning into a birdie, potentially par if it doesn't go well, or doesn't sink too far away. And it sinks too far away. My words aren't working right now. But going straight across with the rye if we get in for the eagle. And Herringwoods 3, we'll close that with the warship, take the birdie, take the win on this one, and move ourselves on to the final round in this multiplayer setup, where I'm continuing to kind of just get my stuff together and make sure I'm not losing elo. There we are, tied up at 1. We have Amanda Am Zonker and Equalizer, Herringwoods 4, Oak Hill in the middle, then end it with Enso. Let's see if I can keep myself together. Herringwoods 4 with the fuse. Typically it's at that light, but a little further right because I've been missing to the left. Oh, get in. Oh, just like that. It started with an ace. Love to see it. Especially these late season matches. It started with the ace to give you that early little bit of a lead. So you have some room to work on the coming holes. It feels so good to get. And both of them getting the birdies. So we do have one stroke to work with now going into the rest of this. It's in protect your lead mode is what we're going into right now. Want to make sure we're not giving up any silly strokes. And again, here's that 2 wind, which just destroys a lot of the confidence we have. We'll go Sapphire. Make sure we get around this corner enough to get far right, because that land comes a little bit closer if you're on the right. If you fade that out early to the left, you have a high chance of going in the water and not quite making it all the way there. Get a lantern out of the way, 30 feet of power with the 2 tailwind. Gonna go in, everybody getting the eagle, just like you expect everybody to be getting the eagle there. Herringwoods 1. It's been the skip Sapphire for me, but this is, like I said, getting in red mode, ready for Worlds. Water skip Sapphire, or just Sapphire without the glide, and the neutral ground play is what I'm going for here. Zonker going for the skip, and he's a little bit deep. And that's the scary thing of this one. You gotta manage the bushes thrown out of the trees, which I guess Zonker can manage just fine. And clearly is a lot more confident with it than I am there. Oak Hill 3, we're gonna go out with the ride because of the wind that's pushed us out to the right a little bit. Guess another one I've been messing around going more paradigm at than the ride. But that 2 wind just pushing me out to the right. Gonna counteract what their paradigm would be doing, or what the paradigm versus ride changes are. The paradigm have more turn, but the wind is gonna give that turn to our ride instead. And we're keeping our lead here, going into Oak Hill 1. This will be a chance to go paradigm again. Just let it air out. And we want this to have some height. I saw a theory that getting more height decreases the dead skips. I have no idea if it's true. It made sense to me that if you're coming at height, you have less of a chance of hitting a weird spot on the ground. Like it's barely skimming the ground. You might hit a weird hill that gives you a bad bounce, but I don't know. So far, it's been working, but I don't have a lot of data points for that. We'll go water skip ride, straight up the river, straight pullback, and let it fade over these trees. A little bit of tree collision is okay. Nope, not even any tree collision. But it gets over here onto the green. Really, anywhere turning this corner put you in a good position, especially in a 1 wind. Making an 80-footer is not a lot to balk at, as long as your thrones are working. And my throne is working there. For the last day of Aaron's point round competition, I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 so far. If we can get Enzo, we'll be going to 8. Give it some Anheuser here. See if we can get up for a good look at this throwing. Oh, we're going to have a look. Oh, well, not a great one because I dead skip. That sucks. Got 138 to get left, right. I think right's more open. We'll be able to get by this post. Go 150, 160. Come on, let's save it. Oh, get in. No. A little bit too high. Judging that distance is always the hardest thing to do when you have elevation. And we're all tied up again. And that is not our 8th point for Aaron's point round competition. Maybe this can be. And so 9, we go paradigm to make sure we don't fade too hard into the water. Almost a full Wi-Fi band hyzer, but not completely there. And this is how you want to look. Perfect. There we go. We'll be getting our eagle here, most likely. Go 50 feet of power. Boom. Tap that in, and that is our 8th point. Aaron's point one competition. If we can get this last one, we're going to be getting ourselves the B stamp disc. Lifeline paradigm. Down low here at a straight pull back. Let's get there. Miss that tree. One tree. Oh, miss it, miss it, miss it. Almost got it, but I missed it. We got the good ground play. And we are down here on the green. Fantastic feeling. 60-footer. We're going to be getting ourselves that Waterscape Sampo, I think is the disc for this point round competition. If you don't know, last week of every multiplayer season is the point round competition. Keep an eye for Monday coming up is all of my rounds of Worlds. Best of luck to you in your rounds, and stay bogey free.